Good day, YouTube. It's the 19th of July, 2024. And been under the weather a little bit for the week, actually. So I don't know if I'm 100%, but if I sound weird, that's why. This is our bus, 1963. It's a General Motors PD4106. It's an 8V71 Detroit with a Spicer 4-speed. It's got air brakes, got power steering. It is air ride. It's a good bus. We started a remodel of it, and quite honestly, I'm impatiently waiting for my wife to finish up some of her other home projects so that we could get on to the remodel of this. But wanted to do something. I'm gonna show you what I'm doing, and it's mostly in case somebody else wants to do something similar. I am filming this out of sequence, and I was recently under the impression that this was here. But now that I see it, I go, oh yeah. I do not know what this box is, but in other stock configurations, this bus would have had a GM logo right here. And when I first got the bus, I really wanted that GM logo. I still do. So it's maybe time to deal with that. Let me show you something. So on my dirty bench, I have a GMC logo off of probably what is a 60s or maybe 70s GMC pickup. Obviously, I don't need that. But look at that. So I show you this because, again, I wanted the logo on my bus since I got the bus. But finding the original logos off of a bus are virtually impossible. I think I saw an auction on eBay or something that was like years ago, where somebody successfully sold some for an embarrassing amount of money, and I probably wouldn't go there. I thought, well, for that I'll have stickers made or have it professionally painted on or something. But anyway, I found these a couple days ago at a big barn sale, actually. I just cleaned them up a little bit with just a Scotch-Brite pad, and they're in great shape. Actually, the worst one is the C, which I'm not using. It's got some pitting on the bottom, but who cares? We're not using it. But let's go out and show you how good these are going to look. There's a couple of dings in this front cover, whatever it is. I might try to push those out. I don't want to make them appear worse than they are. So this is center line. So I'm going to take this off. But first I'll mark center line with a T-square so that I get these things centered. But they're really good size for this cover. And they're gonna look great. And for a fraction of the cost, this is gonna be awesome. So let me go get my T-square. I'm gonna mark center, get a Phillips, we'll pull that thing off of there. I have no idea what's underneath there. Good time to find out, I guess. And let's put these emblems on. Alright. Throw some tape on there. Okay. Slide square. Let's do this way. There we go. Center. Take it off. Now, I haven't seen another bus or even pictures of a bus with this contraption on it. But for some reason that's got a really small. Let me get a better screwdriver. Well, I've actually fought this a little bit, and they're not going to come out. So I got a good sized tip on it. I'm going to push for all I'm worth and use the impact, and the other one has already stripped the head. So. Dang. You know, a lot of things on this bus has done just the same thing. For whatever reason, they're put together weird. For all I know, there's a nut on the back of that thing. I got to fight everything off, so it's yeah, it's been a pain. So let me get a drill, see if we can drill the head off. Fantastic. That's a brand new bit, by the way. That's what I thought. Okay, this is going to be a lot of fun. I'll bring you back when I have results. Okay, here's an image on my computer of the front of a GM PD4106. And you can see the GM emblems. It's actually up higher. It's in the plane of the windshield wipers. But mine has a box and cover assembly or something about right there where it says Pioneer. And so I wanted to put a GM emblem on that cover because I don't even know what that box and cover was for. It might have been something that one of the owners needed. I don't know what it was. Doesn't really matter. That GM emblem is probably a little bigger. I'm sure it's a little bigger than what I have, but mine is the right size for that cover, and I think it's better balanced. So this is a little bit busy across there. If we were to drop that down, if say the Pioneer didn't exist, which it doesn't in my case, that would look appropriate. So that's what we're going to do, is we're going to replicate that GM emblem with the GMC emblem, not using the C, and put it on that cover. Here we go. All right, screws are still being a pain in the butt. I took a Dremel tool with a grinding disc on it and cut an X in it with a screwdriver. I've knocked 2 of the quarters off of those screws, each of them. When they came off, they did chip some paint because it was painted over top of the screws. So the paint's not perfect anymore. I'm going to be real careful with a chisel and try to knock the other 2 quarters off. It's the hardest sheet metal screw I've ever seen in my life. It did move, but it didn't fall off it. Wow, it's a bad spot. There we go. Wonder what's behind here. Anybody know? I don't have a clue. Dirt. I know there's dirt. Maybe that's where the safe is and all the money's hiding. Hey, it's a Greyhound emblem. Look at that. Look at that. Who'd have guessed? Anybody guess that? It's a Greyhound emblem. I wonder if it was lit or something. Oh, that's pretty cool. Now what to do, huh? Hmm. I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever get those screws out my whole life. Dang. I don't know. All right, here we go. All right, here's how I'm going to move forward on this. So I suspected it might be the case. These aren't going to work because that emblem is right there behind it. I'm not going to go digging in there and try to pull it off. That emblem's been shaved down so that a flat cover would cover it. So we're going to have to bust these off. Sorry about that, GM guys, but that's all right. We're going to use some adhesive silicone to put it back on with, which was sort of the plan in the beginning anyway. So hopefully these will bust off flush or better. Gonna have to use a grinder to fix that one a little bit, I guess. Somebody went to great lengths to make sure those would stay and would be usable, and then here I break them off. Oh yeah, these emblems don't fit perfectly flat anyway, so putting silicone behind them to adhere them on there's not going to be a bad thing. Nobody will really notice. So I'll grind those down. We'll get these positioned properly. We're going to glue them on. We're not going to be able to put them back on till tomorrow when it dries, but that's okay. All right, let me get this thing done. I'll bring you back. All right, got these fit centered marked, so I got them right. This is a clear RTV silicone adhesive sealant. I get it at Harbor Freight. It's like $6 or $7 a tube or something like that, and it works really, really good. So we didn't drill any holes for these basically bolts to go through because there's no room on the other side. So we're gonna put dabs of silicone. We'll put them at all the ends like this. Put one there over those tabs or those bolts or studs or whatever we call them. All right, and we'll place this in place right down on my center mark and right at my tape line. Okay, that will be good. Then we'll do the M. We used to use adhesive silicone to glue at work, to glue floor boxes down onto a commercial floor, and to get them back up months later. Usually the flooring came with it. It is really, really good stuff. So I've never had this fail installing it in this configuration. Let me try to roll this once without making a mess. I have to get another couple tubes. I always want to have this stuff on hand. I use it all the time. There we go. Take a moment, but job worth doing is worth doing right. Great. Right to the center of the M on my line, right at the tape line. Okay, that's gonna be that. I might throw a block of wood on it real quick just to weight it down. Just like that. And then we will be back tomorrow. Here we go. It's a few hours later. What I did is I drilled above these screws because these things are not coming out. I put a vice grip on this and couldn't turn it. This is about 1/4 inch thick aluminum. So I drilled a hole through with a number 21 drill bit, tapped at 1032. I got a couple 1032 screws and washers. I'll stop and get some stainless ones here someday, but for the moment I will bolt it on with that. So I've got it sitting over here in the sun. I'll get it screwed on and I'll bring you right back. Here we go. All right guys, it's on and I love it. It's awesome. GM, and size wise it's great. I wouldn't change it even if I could. It does have a little bit of arch behind it. I'm gonna get a couple new tubes of that adhesive silicone and go all the way around it, just to keep stuff from getting behind it and make sure she never falls off. But GM, there we go guys. Pretty stoked. Looks great. It's what should be there. And then we found out what was underneath there. Yeah, the old what it was, a dog Dalmatian. What is the greyhound? I guess it's a greyhound, isn't it? Yep, there we go. All right guys, thanks for watching the video. Appreciate a thumbs up on the way out. We'll catch you guys on the next one.